What's up everybody, Nick from Fly Guys here. Today we are at an active industrial construction site where they have been building an overpass for the last year. They have hired us to come out every month and film progression photos and video so that they can document their progress. So we're going to be talking about drone deploy. We're going to be talking about surveying. We're going to be talking about using Litchi and Waypoints automated flight. And we're going to talk about, most importantly, safety. So let's jump right in and get it going. Okay, so prior to arriving on site, we actually did some pre-mission planning, which I'm going to go over now.
Okay, so we have traveled back in time. It's the night before the mission, and I'm in drone deploy. I'm going to be drawing the maps to be surveyed tomorrow. So we're going to go up to my dashboard in the top right. We're going to go down to the bottom left to this little plus icon. We're going to click it. We're going to say plan a map flight. Okay, now we're going to go up to the top left. We're going to do search. I'm going to type in the address of the construction company's office, which is the closest landmark that I have to the area we're actually going to be mapping. So 3274 West Ashland Way, Fresno. There it is. Avenue. That was what it was. Okay, so it put us over the office of the construction company, and I'm just going to move it over a little bit, and there it is. So if you see right here, this is the overpass we're going to be mapping. So I'm going to take the box and I'm going to move it over there. Now I know we're going to start at Marty and we're going to go all the way down to this area. So I'm just going to drag these little handles along. I'm going to make a nice rectangle. So this path is long, it's not wide, which is actually kind of nice because it means the drone won't have to crisscross. Okay, so let me blow this up a little bit. Oops, maybe a little too much. Okay, so there we go. That looks pretty good. So it's essentially this overpass right here that they're building. I think that there's going to be active traffic going along. So the fact that I've set this flight path off to the sides is probably going to be a pretty good thing. That will avoid the traffic. Should the drone fall out of the sky and there's an emergency or an accident, it hopefully will not fall on any cars because we have it off to the side. So there you go. That looks pretty good. I'm going to set my altitude over here. I'm going to go 200 feet. Let's see. Right around 200 feet, just because I think that'll clear everything and still be high enough resolution. We're going to leave everything like that. Oh, AirMap has been kind enough to let us know that we are in class. We're not in Class C, we're by Class C airspace. Fortunately, we have a waiver for operation, so we're going to be okay. We just have to notify the traffic control that we're going to be there, which we plan to do. Okay, everything's good right there. So we're going to go down here. We're going to save this mission. That way I can pull it up tomorrow when I'm on site. So that's everything we need to do tonight. I'm going to get some sleep and I'll see you all tomorrow.
So we're back here on site. Now, before we start, I want to talk about something called PPE, which is personal protection equipment, which is going to be required at every single one of these jobs, which essentially means a hard hat, long sleeve, long pants, safety vest, steel-toed shoes. So make sure you get yourself some of that, because if you show up at a job and you don't have that, they're going to turn you away. Okay, so we are on location. We've got everything mapped. We've got our safety checks done. We're going to put this drone in the air and we're going to get this thing going. Okay, it's flying to its first location. Keeping eyes on the drone. The drone has started doing its mapping mission. You can see by my screen, it's following its pre-mapped route. It's taking pictures, the exposure looks good. So we essentially sit back and just monitor to make sure that the drone is going where it's supposed to go and it's not taking off, flying off into nowhere. As you can see, we are located in a pretty busy spot. We're right off the side of a main road, which is right next to a freeway. And so it's going to be really important that you're not only paying attention to your drone flying, but also that you look around to your surrounding area every once in a while to make sure that you're staying safe, that you're off the road. Always be aware of your surroundings, especially in a situation like this. So I can see it off in the distance. Looks like it's finishing up its flight path. The drone is coming back to us. Gonna hand catch it. And there we go, that was a successful mission. So now we are gonna talk about an application called Litchi. Litchi essentially allows the drone to do automated flight paths, do automated actions For these construction projects, a lot of times we get hired to do progression monitoring, meaning we come out bi-weekly, bi-monthly, yearly to monitor this project, document it. So essentially it's very nice to have a program that will allow us to do the exact same photos from the exact same angle so that they can get that perspective.
So we're flying the drone to the first location. You can see down in the bottom right-hand side of my screen, you see the live view of the overpass right now. So basically what we're trying to do is we're going to set live waypoints by tapping our finger on the screen when we get to each section that we want the drone to do something. Now in this case, we want the drone to take a picture at each one of these waypoints. So we're reaching the first spot. I can see the overpass in the bottom right of my screen. I set the first waypoint, and we're going to do this at even intervals along this entire overpass. Now, I don't want to make you sit there and watch 10 minutes of me tapping my finger on the screen, setting live waypoints. I think you get what I'm doing, so I'm going to speed the video up just so you can see the intervals at which I'm setting the waypoints for this progression monitoring mission. Now, one thing to mention, when I get to the end of this flight path, you'll notice that I set a couple waypoints off in the distance, and what that is they wanted some far-off shots of the entire overpass. So we've done that here, and that completes the waypoint setting aspect of this mission. The only thing we have left to do is set the waypoint action parameters, which we're going to do when we get home in front of our computer.
Okay, so we have successfully and safely completed the flight portion of this mission. Only thing we have left to do is go home, upload our photos to Drone Deploy, set some parameters for the Litchi app, and deliver them to our client.
Okay, so this time we have traveled into the future. It is the day after the mission. We're going to be uploading our images into Drone Deploy. So we're going to go to My Dashboard, which is in the top right corner. We're going to click on it. Our maps are going to come up. And we're going to come down here to this blue circle with the addition sign. We're going to click on Upload Images, the second option down. There it goes. I'm going to minimize my screen a little bit. Here's my images. I'm just going to drag them over here. And that's pretty much it. It's going to find it. There it is. There's the map we did. There is all our images. So it's all there. We're just going to click Upload Images in the bottom left corner. And it usually takes about, a couple hours for them to process the map. But once they do, they're going to send it back to us. And it's going to have all kinds of cool things that we can do with it. We'll be able to see 3D models, terrain models, an orthomosaic image. And so a really good tool for construction projects. And all we need to do now is wait for this one. So while we're waiting for this one, let's go over to Litchi. And we're going to set some parameters for the waypoints that we set. Okay, so while our images are uploading to Drone Deploy, the last thing I want to do here is I want to set some action parameters for the waypoints that we set yesterday in Litchi. So we're going into Litchi. I'm going to exit out of this black screen. On the left side, you see this folder icon. I'm going to load my mission from yesterday, which was the Granite Ashland Bridge. There it is. You can see all the waypoints we set yesterday on the spot. So we have the heading of the drone, the flight path, and the altitude. Now the last thing we want to do is set the parameters. So basically, for this mission, which was a progression monitoring mission, we want to set each one of these waypoints so that the drone takes a picture at each one. So basically what I'm going to do, so I don't have to go individually, I'm going to set it as a batch. So I'm going to go up to this little wrench icon. I'm going to click on the square. I'm going to unlock it first. I'm going to click on the wrench icon, click on the square. Down in the lower left side, I'm going to select all. Now all my waypoints are selected. Whatever I do for one, it'll do to every single one of them. So I'm going to edit. I'm not going to worry about any of this stuff. I'm just going to go down to where it says gimbal pitch angle. I'm going to set it to -20. You figure 0 is pointing straight out. 90 is pointing straight down. I'm going to set it at -20 because that's going to get mostly ground. But it's also going to put a little bit of sky in there, which will, I just think, be nice. So we're going to set the action now. We're going to click on this little blue plus sign. We're going to tell it to take a photo. So now at every single one of these waypoints, it's going to take a picture with the camera pointed at a -20 degree angle. So now every time I'm going to click apply, Now, every time either I or somebody else goes down there to do this mission, all they need to do is load it into their Litchi app on their mobile device. All this will be the exact same. They just click the start button and the drone will do its thing. It'll take consistent images every single time. Now, whether it's a year from now, a week from now, 5 years from now, every single time it'll be the same. And that is the benefit of these automated missions and these waypoints using Litchi. So let's go back to yesterday.
If there's anything I can stress in a situation with high stakes like this, is the importance of safety and as much pre-planning as you can possibly do to make sure that you're mitigating all the risks and executing your mission as safe as possible. Thanks for watching, folks. We'll see you in the next video.